Buonasera e benvenuto nella prima serie a Gavra Racing. I am one of your commentators for tonight, Bonival, and I am joined by none other than the illustrious.
Tu Santissima.
And here we are for, I can't remember what round it
Round number
is. Round number 8, thank you, of the Premier Series here at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza.
Ah, beautiful, and I'm so happy to be back here in Italy for another race in the Premier Series. 100% chance of a safety car here in this league as our championship leader Cash Stengel takes a bit of a jump over the curbs there as we watch him on his outlap. They are very, very excited for this qualifying. Don't know what it's going to bring in this race. The two Hebler brothers out there on the track as well, and the McLarens, the all-German lineup down there for the moment. Nobody on a lap as of yet, but we'll get all the nice and lovely data up on the screen, and very, very good evening to all of the people in the chat. Hopefully we'll get some of you in there as well in a bit so we can have a look at what people are indeed saying. But championship-wise, Cash Stengel, as I was saying before, leads on 144 points, and of the 145 points scored by Alfa Romeo this season, you can clearly see who scored most of those. Jutsi Kev, a long way behind in second place at just 85 points to his name. The battle for second really hotting up between Jutsi Kev, Natty, and Holland Campion. Holland on a recent run of very, very good form. Cryptek, his teammate there in fifth, 55 points. Then this man, sixth in championship on your screen right now in the Aston Martin Geek Fusion. So yeah, that's how things are looking at this later stage in the season. But as we get closer towards crunch time, will we see some more desperation from the drivers behind Cash Stengel, do you think, Ben? Got a car off, and that's
I think for everyone...
Sorry, just to interrupt. Sorry, yourself, Bodak there, one of our new drivers, having a spin and the exit of Ascari. So yeah, and losing his front wing on the Mercedes as well.
Making that W12 very dusty. But coming back to what you were saying, if your name is Cash Stengel, you have all the time pretty much in the world. Like you said, big points gap to Jutsikev behind as we got an Alfa Romeo off at the Lesmo.
That's Revkov, and Revkov's out of this session.
It's going to be unfortunate for him. He will start at the back of the grid for today's race. Might benefit him actually. We don't know.
And riding on board here the Tiger, we'll see what happens to Revkov. And yeah, it just looks like he's lost the rear and ended up in the gravel. Back to you, Ben.
I mean, like you said, as we got another Alfa Romeo, that's Cash Stengel dropping it at the exit of Ascari quite actually late down the straight. So maybe he's tried fighting that back end of the Alfa. Apparently I can't get a word out before a yellow flag comes out, so thank you, Alfa Romeo. I will have a word with you, Mr. Alfa Romeo. But yeah, what I was saying is, like you said, the gap between Jutskev and Natty is very, very close between them. So I expect if you see them side by side today, no mercy will be shown. But it'll be interesting to see if Cash Stengel can keep up his winning form. But obviously there are drivers that have had a really, really great race so far. I mean, coming back to last week in Hungary, multiple moves being made and hopefully more of the same to be followed here.
Yeah, and just watching Spanner here as he closes off a lap in the Mercedes. Let's see what time the Czech driver can do. Crosses the line, goes into ninth, so slowest of the cars I've put in a lap at the moment. Very impressed up here by Wolfie. Currently ahead of Jutsikev actually in the Alpine on a set of the soft tyres. 1 minute 21.6 for him. I'd say expect to see pole position in and around the 1 minute 19s, as I believe JMB Surreal just put in a lap time.
Yeah, that's if I just further confirming that Ascari is a very difficult corner when it comes to the rear end of your car. So you want obviously a low speed, low downforce setup, shall I say, because obviously it's Monza and there's a lot of straights. But coming to where Spanner is now, the second sector, you obviously want that much. You obviously want some downforce to your car. Otherwise, all that time you've gained on the straights, you're just going to lose in the second sector.
Indeed. And I'm trying to get the chat up here, but for some reason I can't. Ah, there we go, there's the chat. Right, let's see what people are saying there. So yeah, going to be approaching with a very quiet stage, it looks like, in this qualifying session. as drivers have completed their first runs. You can see those barriers being destroyed at the exit of Ascari there. Multiple drivers have gone through there. JMB Surreal. We'll see if he's on a lap. Doesn't look like it though, because he's not got much ERS left at his disposal. So we'll have to wait and see with that one.
Cass on an outlap at the moment, currently going down to Ascari on the set of soft tyres, so maybe committing himself to what should be a very easy one stop.
And Gavra points out that the fight for the championship is very intense in the Freshman League, and indeed it is. I would encourage you to go over there and check that one out as well. It happens every Tuesday for us. But as we are talking about that, we are going to have an audio uplap here with Cash Engel. So please turn up your speakers as far as they will go. We're going to accompany your championship leader for a lap around Monza and qualifying here in the Premier Series. And to the line for Cash Engel, 1 minute 21.0 on the set of the soft tyres, goes fourth overall. Cryptek setting provisional pole at the moment on 1 minute 20.8. He'll be very happy with that. Indeed, great time from the Anglo-Pakistani driver in the Red Bull. Looking for a slightly better fortune after last week's antics in Hungary, involved in that crash, of course, with GSY Bates, who's not here this evening, so their qualifying ban will extend to Imola, where we find ourselves next week. I don't know about you, Ben, but I think I'd rather take a grid penalty around Monza than Imola.
Yeah, it would, it's going to be a bit hard for JMB Surreal. Obviously, Imola's not really a track known for overtakings. We've got a yellow flag, I believe that is Cass in the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, obviously, your only overtaking points at Imola are turn 1, maybe, I don't know, maybe the chicane if you're lucky, but as Spanel goes very deep into turn 1, deciding to take the Sebastian Vettel line. Very effective, but maybe not so in the race. But unfortunately he's not here. Obviously Monza, there's plenty of overtaking spots. Roger Chicane, Mascari, Valesmo's, pretty much any point on this track is an overtaking spot should you put your mind to it.
Indeed it is. And it's coming over here, sorry.
Now, meanwhile, if you're a Tifosi fan, very much like I am, you'll want to see what Thunder can do on his lap. He's just about to start one up, going down the main straight, currently P2. Is to return 1, hits the 100-meter board, brakes very nice and early. Second gear entry, down into first, surprisingly, upshift into third, into fourth. He's got yellow flags behind for a McLaren. Comes now through the Curva Grande. What will his first sector time be? It's a 26.5. He's 400s up at the moment. Misses the apex slightly. You've got to be careful of those curves. They will launch your car up into the air and you will find yourself in the gravel trap or worse. Coming through, let's move on. He runs wide though and just about holds the car.
And Justin is looking so good as well for the young Irishman in the Ferrari. Just gets a bit wide on the exit of the first Lesno, and that will be that particular lap over. So we're going to go down here to Hebler, who's just behind. Van Den was causing those yellow flags. We'll see what their lap sector split is as they come up there. 14 seconds down, so I don't think they are on a particularly competitive lap. The J&B through, however, 3/10 up in the AlphaTauri, makes his way through the Ascari chicane. Now, so important to be committed through here. Stay off the curb on the inside to maximise your run now down this next straight and to not spin, as well as a caveat to that. J&B through now approaching a final corner at said rate of knots here in the AlphaTauri. Shifts down to 5th gear, picks it up very nicely indeed, and now to the line for the AlphaTauri driver. What is it going to be? It's an inspired helmet. It's going to be P5 for JB through a very respectable lap time from him. Holland Campion as well finds himself in the last sector and will be the next car to cross the line. Just over 6 minutes left to run in this qualifying session on the set of the softs as well in the Red Bull. The Dutchman emulating his hero Max Verstappen by taking the win in Austria earlier this season and goes into P5 on a 1 minute 21.3, half a second off his teammate Cryptek.
Yeah, there might be a bit of there might be a bit of constructors conspiring with each other. Maybe the Red Bulls and the Haas seem to be working together maybe to dispose of the Alfa Romeo. So that will be interesting to see if Holland and Cryptek, as Bodak's retired from the session.
And if he hasn't done that in the pits, that would be a problem.
He's out the final corner at Parabolica, where Thunder 50/50 is coming onto a lap. Is he on a lap,
he's finishing a lap. I think he's finishing a lap. He's bailed out.
He's bailed out of it. He has bailed out of it.
Oh,
Unit J. Ooh, what happened?
Kanan and Holland getting pretty close there on the back straight. I think Holland's on an in lap though, so just a bit of miscommunication there between the two. Nothing to worry about.
Unit J making up a very valid point. Red Bulls are not that fast anymore since Blue is back. Since Blue is back on the car, I do agree. Though I think the white livery was actually a secret hack that they put into the game.
Yeah, well, I kept thinking that the Red Bull was an Alfa Romeo, so maybe that's why.
Good evening to Revkov and Tabi Top Decks as well.
Oh, good evening to Robert Codfather, the legend himself.
The man, the Mr. Legend, Mr. Robert Codfather. Geek Fusion's just about to start a lap. It's got no one in front, no one behind.
Let's do a commentated lap then on board with the Aston Martin, heading down the main straight here at Monza. DRS opens just after we cross the line, heading down in towards turn numbers 1 and 2. The Variante de Retifilio braking just after the 100-meter board down into first gear there for the British person in the Aston Martin as Jitsi Kev goes fastest. Out of turn 2, important to maximise your exit there, so expect your run through the Curva Grande and up towards turns number 4 and number 5. The Variante de Roggia. And now braking just again just after the 100-meter board down into third gear. Be careful not to take too much of the curb here. Oh, there, Geek Fusion has done
too much curb. As I pointed out earlier, that is what happens when you take too much of one inside curb. You just get sent on a NASA space program, really. Straight out of Monza, straight to the moon.
And if this were real life, he'd be feeling that all through his spine there as Cash Channel starts another lap. The two Alpine boys helping each other out there. Wolfie giving Tiger a slipstream on his latest lap. Let's see what time the British man can do in the Alpine. To the line now for Tiger Assassin, and it is a 1 minute 21.4. Goes into 8th place and ahead of his teammate and instantly repays the favour of giving him the slipstream.
Yeah, this is some teamwork. If you're Tiger Assassin in the Alpine, I would have went probably straight on at the chicane after finishing my lap to give my teammate a bit more of a very good slipstream. Thank you, Revkov. You were very cool commentating. Thank you very much for the compliment. That actually that's just made my day.
Oh, thank you, Revkov. That's very nice. Hopefully we see some better luck for Revkov.
Tiger does exactly what Geek Fusion did, goes straight across the curb, but this is really actually impacting Wolfie's lap time, because even though he's getting the slipstream, it's full of waft of dirty air.
And I was about to say there, because whilst Wolfie will be getting the benefit down the straight,
and I think he might have backed off, slight lift off the throttle.
And we'll see Wolfie's sector split. Yeah, it's actually 1.1 seconds down now because of that dirty air he had through both of the Lesmos. And as you can see there, the Irishman backing off.
Ferrari 3rd and 11th, not what they would have wanted. Meanwhile, Ferrari are trying the slipstream tactic. Natty 2 tenths down at the moment. We've got yellow flags, that's the Alpines.
Moving slowly, yeah.
Meanwhile, Thunder giving his teammate a bit of a cheeky toe for the Tifosi.
Oh, thank you for
and he's 1.8 seconds slower, so Natty isn't going to improve, or maybe was Natty given slipstream to Thunder?
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. Thunder currently in the battle for pole position here. Currently finds himself third, a long way though behind Jutsukev, 0.6 of a second as he rounds the final corner now.
Fusion into P2 at 1 minute 20.6 and
Thunder to the line, and it's going to be a 20.8. Improves in his time, but not his position. Cryptek on the lap, about a 10th up through the first sector. They're right on board now with the English driver. And he's got yellow flags at Curva Grande, and now down the back straight, getting some slipstream here actually a little bit from the Williams in front. That's Kanan in front of us in the Red Bull, so Williams doing Red Bull service. Crypto there finds himself about 300s down through there and invalidates his lap time.
What about his teammate Holland? He keeps it clean there for a scar. He gets a little bit out of shape, but that shouldn't compromise his run too bad. But what he needs now is Crypto just to slow down a little bit, come into the Parabolica. In fact, that's exactly what he's doing, but he doesn't want to compromise him too much. He hasn't done. Coming through the Parabolica, what's it going to be for the Red Bull with only 27 seconds left?
A lot of teamwork here we're seeing in qualifying. So 121.0, so again, improves time, but not position. Next car across the line will be the McLaren of Heblerino. He goes into 13th position. Next will be JMB Cyril. He's down on his lap time as it stands. Goes into P7. To Hebler is on an out lap. It's the two Ferraris, ex-Natty G. 5 tenths down. He's following his teammate Thunder. Does Thunder improve? Yes. Goes into second place, 1 at 20.5. Up there for Thunder. Natty, though, his qualifying looks to be over. Oh, no, he's starting another lap there now, is Natty.
No, he's not. He hasn't got enough fuel. He's only got half a lap of fuel.
Oh, and that will be at the end of Natty's qualifying then. So P12 at best for your Season 2 champion. Not what he needs for his championship.
Not improving. He's invalidated his lap.
We've got the two Red Bulls out there again, but neither of them have enough fuel to complete the lap. JMB Surreal, though, less than a 10th down on his lap time as he is like the second Lesmo. And he also invalidates, and we're just cursing everyone.
And Jutsukev backing off on his lap, retiring, come down to the Ascari chicane. So is anyone going to improve?
To Hebler getting a nice double slipstream, though, down here. Passes the Red Bull and then the Alpha Tauri. He's 2 tenths down on his lap, though. There's a car off on the exit of Ascari. That looks like it could have been Jutsukev. It is Jutsukev there, as De Hebler now exits the Ascari chicane and down the final straight before the main straight, going in towards the Parabolica corner, renamed this year, although I can't remember what it's been renamed to, but exits the Parabolica, as we will name it now, to the line. What's going to be for De Hebler? Can he go into the top 10? No, just outside, less than a 10th behind his teammate and indeed brother Heblerino.
Yeah, Heblerino actually had a pretty decent lap, displacing his teammate and brother, but maybe a bit of a disadvantage because his brother will now have free choice of tyre. Also, this goes to same to Wolfie. Natty, very disappointing qualifying, down in P13.
Yeah,
I wonder if he's trying a medium to soft strategy.
Potentially, but the Tifosi will not be happy with ex-Natty G. The second lowest placed Ferrari powered car on the grid at the moment, 13th out of 17 drivers. As I haven't got the stream on mute there.
Jutsukev says, thanks guys, but it's definitely not my track. Says the one that goes faster by 2 tenths.
Well, you never know indeed, you never know. But big thanks from Gav for complimenting our pronunciation, which is always nice. If we could play the national anthems in these streams, we would, but yeah. We don't want to get a claim from the from the Italian government, I guess. Just waiting for Natty to get back into the pits. He can't retire on track because that would lead to some issues. It doesn't help that
he's absolutely drained his fuel tank.
No, it really
so if it couldn't go from bad to worse, it almost has, because 1, a bad qualifying session, and 2, draining the fuel tank.
Oh, he's gonna cross the line. Okay. Okay.
No, he's going to crash into the wall.
Right. Well, a new helmet there for MX Natty as well.
Dry race apparently from one of our drivers. Won't mention who it is. Jutskav.
Had to ruin it. Anyway, so take you through your grid as I'll line up today. Jutskav takes another pole position here in the Premier Series. Thunder 50-50 on the front row alongside him. Geek Fusion in third. Cash Tangle, your championship leader, he will start from fourth. Cryptek in fifth. Holland Campion in sixth. And JMB Surreal in seventh. Your top 7 cars all within the same second. Tiger Assassin, strong qualifying from him in the Alpine. He will start 8th with Kanan in 9th and Hebler Reno, the last car inside the top 10. The Hebler starts just outside his brother Wolfie in 12th. Ex-Natty G, disappointed qualifying for him, the only person to qualify on the mediums. However, he will start 13th. Spanel in 14th. Billy Misu 15th. Bodak, our new driver, in 16th in the Mercedes. And Revkov not setting a time in that session. He will start in P17.
Good evening to Black Country and good evening to Woody. Both just joining the stream. Not really a hectic qualifying, but it is the race, it is Monza, it is turn 1. So I'm expecting a lot of carnage.
Have we...
I think we might
have it. Yeah, we've got a lobby glitch.
I will screenshot the grid.
Spanel is not loaded in. I know, might get this going. Spanel's car has just loaded in. I'm also watching Natty's stream, that's how I know that. L plan is greater than the plan. Oh wow, that's very controversial right there, Piero. Very, very controversial indeed. Yeah, it looks like we may have to go for a lobby restart. This is stuck on black screen, yeah. Well, there's a Natty stream there entitled Forza Ferrari.
Forza Ferrari, but there's a P13. Not a great master plan.
So Natty, is this the great master plan? I'll just save a screenshot of this as well.
Yeah, it seems that you're going to have to close.
Oh, what, to actually get out? Oh, yeah, of course, because you can't... Yep. Right, okay, so the stream may go down momentarily here, guys. So we will be back as soon as possible.